It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Can't believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Have you ever uttered the words, "You will always be in my heart," without throwing up in your own mouth? Then maybe you belonged on our show this morning. And Kat had the perfect reason to talk about this because apparently her whole life is Love is Blind. If you missed it, we'll catch you up in the podcast here in a couple of seconds. Here we go. Don't end up in the emergency room.
I guess there are many, many things that send many people to the ER. This doctor that has worked the ER for the last 12 Thanksgivings has now named off the most common things that people are sent to the ER for this holiday.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
It's got to be either a cut or the deep frying of the turkeys.
It's cuts and lacerations.
Yeah.
They lead it because of tools like mandolins. You're going really fast with a scalloped potato like this.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what a mandolin is? It's like a rectangle, and then it has the blade right here, and you just take the whatever veggie.
Oh, I understand. It's like a
slices it.
slicer. I get it. That's called a mandolin?
Mm-hmm.
Like the instrument?
Yes.
Really? And the TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Mandalorian. Never mind.
Okay.
Forget it.
But then also using new tools that they're not used to, like, hey, your uncle just brought the new turkey cutter and you don't know how fast the blade goes. And then before you know it, you can only give people a high 4. So that would be scary. Some people cut by wine glasses.
Oh.
Burns are at number 4.
My mom one year was bringing the gravy from the stove to the big banquet table we had and tripped and spilt it like on her belly.
God.
And then it ran down her thigh. And the next day she had to go in for that burn. Like she gutted it through the meal. The meal was not going to be interrupted. Everyone was going to eat. But the next day, like, it was pussy. And she had
terrible.
to go in because of spilled gravy.
Number 5 on the list, upset stomach. So maybe something wasn't cooked
Done all the way. Yeah.
You know what I forgot? My grandmother, remember, she fell on Thanksgiving 5 years ago.
Is that when she broke her hip?
Yes, but she fell onto a pile of blankets, and she only fell 9 inches. It was really weird because we all called her a liar. And it was like, I go, get up, Grandma. What are you doing? And she was laying there, this poor little 91-year-old. But like, I thought she was kidding, honestly, because who could break their hip? She's like, I'm in so much pain. And then my brother comes and scoops her up because she's so tiny.
Makes her even worse, probably.
And then brings her out to the car only to find out that she goes to the ER that night. I could not even believe it. She fell. Just this distance of my phone, the length of my phone, she fell onto a pile of blankets.
When you're in your 90s, and if you're not supplementing correctly, everything is brittle.
Made of dust. It was crazy. So have you ever had any injuries, anybody go to the ER because of something that had happened
on Thanksgiving? Yeah, let's light these up now. Kat was just going through the list of the most common injuries that are going to float into emergency rooms over Thanksgiving. Numero uno is going to be somebody cutting themselves with a mandolin.
Yep, burns on that list, head injuries, but then stomach troubles, like somebody not cooking something or just not sitting well, that fell dead last. But
you ever been in a situation where you were at a Thanksgiving meal or dinner and somebody just got out of control drunk?
No.
So
I've not.
When my wife and I were first married, before we had kids, we would always go to her aunt's place, and she's got like 37 aunts. So it was this rotating thing of one would be on a Thursday, and then a Friday, and then a Saturday. So we'd have like 3 Thanksgiving meals.
Oh, exhausting.
And the one we went to, it was really actually pretty great. I mean, you were fed really, really well. And so we went to one place, and they were going to have dinner at 6. All right, so Thanksgiving meal at 6. Turkey was in the oven, all this, and it was pure men downstairs drinking hard, and women upstairs working their ass off to get the meal ready. And I just remember kind of being like, I didn't grow up in a family like that, but I always kept kind of going up, like, you guys need any help? Like one of those things. But some of these guys were going at it so hard that they had to have the food brought down to them. They couldn't eat with the rest of us because they were so drunk they couldn't get upstairs. And I was like, these are my
people. And this is an every year thing. These women let it fly every year.
It was that generation. It was, we're going to cook for the men. They're going to watch football and get hammered. And then hopefully they'll fall asleep by 8 o'clock, and then we'll have a fun night drinking wine by ourselves.
Maybe it doesn't
sound
sound
too bad. Kind of the way it went. Hi, Michaela. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. Tell me about the time you experienced the ER on Thanksgiving.
So my mom, she loved to cook the Thanksgiving meal, and I feel like almost everybody probably has one of these dishes in their house. You know, they're like the white classic, like casserole dishes.
Yep.
That are like ceramic and look totally dangerous. So she's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to cook the gravy. Well, she put the gravy in the oven and she went to take it out, and she'd have like a couple glasses of wine like we all usually do.
Yeah.
And she decided to stick it on top of the oven on one of those silicone pads.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, me and my dad were sitting around the corner and you could see smoke like coming into the living room. And she's like, oh boy, it's on fire. The kitchen is totally on fire. And we're like,
no.
what? And we come around the corner, and sure enough, like the microwave's right above it. The dish ended up exploding everywhere, and the whole blown fire up the microwave. So my mom got burned like on her hands, thank God, like not on her face or anything. But yeah, she just very calmly was like, oh my God, yeah, the kitchen is on fire.
So what caught on fire though? The pot holder, or
It
because
was
that thing is
the
made to go.
silicone pad.
Oh, okay.
It was the silicone pad that you like cover, like it's for decorative purposes, basically like useless. And it just sat on our glass stove, and she thought it was okay to put this like blazing hot dish on top of it. So right when the dish got went from hot to too cold, it exploded, and then right away, like that silicone mat thing caught on fire, and then it just like really built from there.
Well, this kind of happened in your kitchen, didn't it, Kat? What exploded in your kitchen that
So
caused
I
the
had
fire?
one of those glass casserole dishes too, but I put it on top of one of the burners. I forgot the burner was on, and I left to go switch out the laundry, came back upstairs. Thankfully I did, and it exploded. Rained glass everywhere. Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen in the blink of an eye. So when your mom was talking to the firefighters, did she were her teeth all like red and vinoed out? She was like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
man.
really. Like, yeah, she like totally looked like she went through a battle. She was like, it's like 2 glasses of wine in, and it
Yeah.
just like blasted me out of nowhere.
Oh gosh.
Brutal story. Thanks for sharing with us, though. Oh, go ahead. Is there more?
Yeah. When she was young, her mom and her used to use a pressure cooker and do canning. Well, her mom didn't release the pressure from the pressure cooker and blew a hole through their ceiling because the lid flew off.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Yes. So scary. So I'm terrified of pressure cookers now, like just terrified of them.
I know. That's the thing. All these people go deep fry your turkey. It's just like that takes a lot of planning and research on my behalf.
Yeah.
Like I don't
And
want my house to go up on fire or on flames.
Besides Thanksgiving, actually, 4th of July is the worst. I used to work in the ER myself, and 4th of July is the worst because everybody's like, oh, you can hold a bunch of sparklers in your hand and light them.
It's never chicks in the ER on the 4th of July, though, is it? It's always dudes.
Yeah, or unfortunately, like little ones.
Yeah.
Because their parents are like, here, hold all these, and we'll light them at the same
Hold
time.
this M80 and then throw it when I tell you.
Artillery shell in the tube. Just put it on the ground and light it.
So just a warning, be careful this Thanksgiving.
You're the best, Michaela. Thanks for sharing with us. I hope you have a great day. All right, let's get to OPP, guys.
Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Everybody.
Now, I feel like I'm going into this a little bit blind because Kat and Beth had been texting back and forth, and she was able to carve out a little time to
I
tell
only
us.
know too much. I didn't want to know a ton. I want to hear it with you, but I do know that it was a big gift.
A gift that she said no to?
Yeah.
Do you want to break this down for us here quick, Beth?
So, me and my husband were just gifted a home from his parents. They're actually moving to a 55-plus community. Yeah.
They gave you a house?
Yeah. They basically told us they were moving to this community and they wanted us to take their home. And I was grateful and appreciative, but I was like, thank you. But I love the home that we live in right now. And since I refused it, there's been all this static about it. Like, I don't know what to do. I just think it's a lot to expect somebody to take your house when we already have a house that we built together and it has sentimental meaning to me.
There was no hooks on this. It wasn't take over our mortgage payments. It was just you were given outright a house and you refused to take it?
Yeah, well, it's the house they lived in forever, and there's all this. It's like we just made our home, and you know how long it takes to get the space the way you want it.
My God.
And,
Wow.
Don't
you know that if you sold the house that you're in right now and then took your brand new free house, you could make it into whatever you want and still have
and not have
hundreds
a
of
mortgage
thousands?
payment.
Yeah. Is your husband okay with this move?
I mean, now that they're upset about it, now he's kind of asking me why don't we just do it? But I know it's going to be this whole project. That's the thing. Even if, like you said, we were to sell it, it's just, I know that he will want to stay in that old house. And I just don't, not to sound ungrateful, I just really don't want to take that house. It smells like them. I just don't want to live in a house that smells like old people.
Okay. I think I've heard enough on this.
A quick ozone therapy in the house will clear that out.
It's a house. Can you imagine your mom and dad going, you know what? We're retiring.
Yeah.
We're going to move to a patio home on a golf course somewhere in a retirement community. We're going to give you this house. Mm-hmm. There's no mortgage payment. Can you imagine in any scenario saying no to that? That
is quite a gift. But why would they want not one penny for something that they paid on for 30 plus years?
That's my wife's intent. The home we have right now is going to be given to our children.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I shouldn't say wow because Derek's parents are looking into it. They want to get rid of the ranch.
I think a lot of people want to do that. I'm of the theory that I'm going to spend my last penny before I die. My kids know that. There will be no money. But
you have 3 kids. How are you leaving? Is it just going to be a family home then?
It's a battle royal. I'm going to build a steel cage outside the house, and the last one standing keeps it.
Wow.
That's how I'm doing. My wife, she might have other thoughts on this, but that's what I wrote into the will.
Well, that might tear them apart.
And our lawyer was like, wait, steel cage match? And I'm like,
how do you spell
let's
Royale?
Go. So here's what I wanted to do is obviously she's been gifted with a huge thing. And even though she's saying no to it because it smells like old people, I want to know what the biggest gift you've ever received is. You've been given what? That would blow our mind.
I don't think she should have said no right away. I don't, because it is a very thoughtful notion of them wanting to give this to them. They can sell their house, have hundreds of thousands in the bank. I would say, I'll tell you what I got. We had a family dinner with Derek and his family when I was maybe just 2 years into the relationship at Green Mill, and I got quite a gift. So
what was the biggest thing you've been given? Talked to Beth a couple of seconds ago, and Kat was trading texts with her earlier, and I didn't know anything about this, but her in-laws gave them a house.
Well, offered to gift them their house. They're moving, and it would be free of charge. So they would just have to sell their house, move into a brand new house, no mortgage payments, pay property taxes. But she doesn't want to live there. She's been making great memories. She loves where she lives right now.
But the biggest thing is she said it smells like old people.
I know. You can get rid of that.
Light a candle.
Light a candle. Open some windows. That is probably the least of your worries. I think she looks at it like maybe a lot of improvements need to be made to the house. Maybe she's not into that
but
right now.
But you got no mortgage payment.
I know.
Holy Hannah.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd ask, what's the biggest thing you've ever been gifted? Blake, good morning. How are you, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for calling the show. Biggest thing you were ever gifted?
My mountain bike, probably. I mean, my car, but my mountain bike's way cooler.
Okay. So how much was that mountain bike that you were gifted?
Like $3,000.
Oh, wow.
A $3,000 bicycle? It's not an electric bike. It's just a mountain bike?
Yeah, it's just a bicycle.
Is that the life you live? You're off on adventures every weekend, or how often is this being used?
Never anymore.
Oh, man.
What makes a bike worth $3,000, Blake?
Probably the tires and how light it is.
Okay. And how many mountains have you traversed?
0.
But you know what? You're ready if you have to.
If the call comes.
That's right.
If the president says, we need somebody to bike up this mountain, Blake's like, I'm your guy.
Yeah. You know what I got from my in-laws? We met them at Green Mill for a dinner, birthday dinner. Oh, it was my birthday. That's right. And then we were sitting there. I totally forgot why I got this car from them. So one, I got a car for Christmas from my parents. And then, I used that for about 10 plus years. And then I'm sitting there and they give me this frame and it was wrapped. I open it, a frame of a picture with that red Chevy Aveo. Do you remember when I had that. They gave that to me. They gave me a brand new car because they knew mine was on its last
Have
legs.
you ever had more disdain for Kat than right now, Blake?
Oh, my God. Don't be jealous.
Hockey season is starting for my senior in high school. And for the last 4 years, anytime I've seen anyone at a hockey rink with the jacket that has the electric heater in the inside,
Yeah.
I've made fun of them to their face and
Until?
ridiculed them hard.
Oh, you got one.
In my not yet. In my Amazon cart is the heated jacket. There's
You are
something.
so quick to call people names
I
like
know.
wussy.
Yeah, it gets worse. But there's something about the older I get, the Midwestern winters just aren't for me. Now, the plan is eventually my wife and I move to Scottsdale, and then we'll come back here during the summer when it's nice.
That's your plan.
But I just can't do winters anymore, and I'm this close to buying one. So, first off, I think it's really going to chafe my manhood. You know what I mean?
Not if everybody else is
if
wearing
other
one.
dudes see me in this, I'm afraid I'm going to get made fun of in public. That's fear number one.
Okay.
Fear number two is that it's going to malfunction. It's going to burn me.
There's always a chance of that. Anytime a battery is close to your body. But you said you're going to get a vest or the jacket?
No, the jacket.
So if you get a vest, then you wear a jacket over it and nobody will know.
That's too much.
And you're still
for me.
toasty.
I'm not a layers kind of guy. But I'm thinking, I can use it when I'm outside snow blowing.
Yes.
I can do all sorts of things and so many more activities.
So when
in a
you
warm jacket.
used to make fun of people, you were like, yeah, it's like muscle through it. It's just an ice rink.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you want to muscle through stuff? You know, if you have the resources like heated anything and you could sit there and watch in comfort, now you're getting
I'm just kind of curious. And will you hit me with a quick text if you have one of these and how awesome has it made your life? I feel like I just need to be just a little taparoo that'll get me over the edge and to make me order this today.
So my mother-in-law bought Derek and myself, and I never kept it in my car. The entire outside sports season, never kept it in my car, but she got us these 2 amazing stadium seats.
Oh, yeah.
But they're just squares, but they heat up, and so your booty is toasty, you're
You just
comfortable.
got to charge that little battery?
Yes. And it is very rare that you have to charge it. You just shut it off.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I'm like, yes, it's a game changer.
Do you have the heated jacket? And if so, is this something I should be spending $200 on? I feel like I should. For my,
200, really?
they get up to like $700 or $800. I think you can get a cheaper version for maybe like $100.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of really, really close to the edge of ordering one of these. Should I? Just hit me with a text real quick at 320-251-1047. Don't they look amazing? They look warm on the picture.
Look, I am feeling warmer looking at these. Here's a cool jacket for $129. That's a pretty cool jacket.
Is it like got fat guy sizes though?
No.
Wednesday means winning during our live show. Would you like to win an all-inclusive trip for 2 to the Mexican Mayan Riviera? Got to be here right when we start the show at 6 a.m. to get on a reindeer race plane ride. And then at about, we'll call it 8:20 Wednesday morning, more tickets to see Young Gravy the night before Thanksgiving. So winning Wednesday, be here for the live show. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the podcast. I got to be honest. Until you started talking about Love is Blind every day, I genuinely thought it was a sight-impaired television show.
Yeah.
And now it's just basically 2 people that never see each other until they're getting married. Is that how it works?
Until they're getting the day they get engaged.
Okay.
He's down on one knee. There's a partition, and then she's on the other side standing up. So you get the eagle eye view, and then the first time that they see each other, they're already engaged. They've never seen each other ever. So they're in the pods for 10 days. And all these people do is date. Date, eat, sleep. Date, eat, sleep.
But you never really date. Like, you're never, like...
You narrow it down to, like, your top 3. And
just
then
by talking to them.
And then you get more intimate with your dates. And then you can send gifts. And then you can just, like, go through all of these questions because you're trying to find your person.
But they could be absolutely fugly.
Yes. And there were some times where I'm like, he is not going to like when that partition opens. And you can just tell on the face. Some people just don't have the ability to hide their feelings.
I don't think I'd be good at this.
But you know, there's one line that keeps being used. And Derek looked over at me and he's like, how many people have you said that to? And it's they'll always have a place in my heart. They always say that to each other.
That's such a crap line.
You hear it in almost every episode. And they say they exchange the L word like almost immediately after 3 days. They're like, we've made such a connection. I love you so much. And then you're just sitting there rolling your eyes on the couch. You're like, how can you say that?
They haven't even done it.
They haven't even done it. And some don't. Like one guy made it to the altar and she made him wait 29 days. Oh, I don't want to give it up. But anyway, it's a crazy concept. I get hooked. But yeah, I told Derek, I'm like, I've never said that to anyone. He's like, I've said it to like 3 or 4 women.
You'll always be in my heart?
He said that.
He said that out loud?
To 3 or 4 women. Ooh. And I said, are they still in there? Like what? And he said, no. But I said, why did you say it? He said it just felt right at the moment to say that to them.
If either of my boys utter these words to anyone on the planet, they're out of the will.
I would say, like, I've been with Derek about 17 years. He will always be in my heart. If something were to happen, a piece of him will always have my heart. Do not roll your eyes. If something happened to you and Trisha, you're telling me she doesn't have one spot in that black heart of yours.
I'm not saying she doesn't, but I'm not going to stand over her casket weeping, going, you'll always be in my heart.
She'd be moving on.
Oh, well, then you'd never be in my heart.
That is a lie.
You leave this.
No,
never
that's
in
their
my heart.
thing. None of these people are dying. It's just they're moving on. And then they're like, oh, it didn't work out, but you're always going to be in my heart. You've only known them for 5 days.
It's such garbage to say you'll always be in my heart.
It's a crazy show. But yeah, when he said that, I'm like,
people are soft.
I said, can you even name the girls that you said that to? And he could only name one.
Out of the 3?
Yes.
I guess I didn't know anything about Love is Blind until Kat started coming in here every day talking about it.
If you don't watch this, it's on Netflix. I've only watched the last few seasons. Now they have like Love is Blind UK. Not going to get into that franchise, I don't think, but it's just so preposterous. It is wild. They're both in pods. You got the guy's side, you have the girl's side, and then they go into these pods and they never see each other and they date each other for 10 days. Then you finally see each other after you get engaged. Then you go on vacation to paradise for 3 days. Then you go back to,
just
quote, reality, and you have to live together up until your wedding. And then they start to work in the people that you denied.
They bring them back?
Yes, just to show you. One girl's like, you are going to choke. And like,
wow,
when you see
vindictive?
me, you are going to regret saying no to me. One girl last season.
So they don't get to see the people they deny?
No.
Oh, so
you don't see anybody until they walk into that party where you're there with your new fiance, and then in walks maybe your number 2 choice or your number 3 choice.
And they're a dime.
And they're breathtaking. And then, of course, your first choice is like just staring at you, making sure you don't make any mistakes. But
they're a Wisconsin 3, and you could have had that 10.
You could have. But you never know. You're going off personality and making that connection. So I don't know. I kind of like it. But this season, there's been a trend of people saying, you'll always have a place in my heart. And Derek's like, how many people have you said that to? I'm like, I've never said that to one person.
Just hearing it makes me want to vomit.
I'd have to kick my own ass if I said that. But he said that he's said that to multiple women.
Rachel, you've said this to people too?
Yeah, I've actually said that to a bunch of exes, honestly.
You have?
Yeah, well, at the time, I really did mean it in a way, like in a way of like you're fond of the person.
Yeah.
You know, even if like not necessarily like forever, but I do think that it makes it a little like it softens the blow when you're letting someone down, and also like it's letting them know that you appreciate them, and it's not like any hard feelings. Is that bad?
Yeah, but you're doing it for you though, right? Like you're doing it so you don't feel bad.
Right.
You're not doing it because you're truly going to hold this person in your heart for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I guess it's not like a promise, like an eternal promise.
It's not literal. It's all right, let's quit talking is what it means.
But they're like, oh my God, thank you so much.
I mean, it's like, when you break up, it's not always like this big toxic, oh, they were a bad person. And, even when you break up with somebody, it hurts too. It's not like it's easy to just, walk away from somebody that you had this whole, it may have been years. Maybe you thought you were going to spend your life together. So I think that it just shows that you you appreciate the time that you spent together.
Rachel, I just feel like you are just
like,
talking
bye.
to try to convince yourself.
Yeah, and I feel that way too. Like, it's great. I love that you're sticking to your guns.
You're
but
so nice.
From now on, if I ever hear this term, I'm going to know it's just BS.
Yeah.
How long do you keep an ex's number in your phone?
I say forever. There's no reason. Just say, don't answer David. Don't answer Blake. Don't answer Melissa. Don't answer Tara. You know, that's all you have to put in front of it.
I don't have a single ex in my phone.
How many people did you date?
What?
I feel like
lots,
not a
briefly.
lot. Oh. Did they even have phones?
I'm sure they don't have me in their phone either.
Yeah.
I want to talk to this is Steven over here on line 3. Steven, how long do you keep these in your phone for?
I have every ex's number in my phone. I have people I just like hooked up with in my phone. I have people I just talked with from apps in my phone. Like, I want to know who's calling me so I know which calls I need to screen.
See, that's why I think it's a good idea to not delete ex's numbers. When I was talking to one of my friend's daughters, I was like, don't delete that because you never know. What if they call randomly and you pick up, then you're stuck in a conversation.
So you're not keeping them to call them back. You're keeping them to not answer when you know it's them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to like pick up the phone one time and like it be somebody like I don't want to talk to or someone that treated me bad or I had a horrible experience with. Like, that's the whole point of having like caller IDs on the phone so you know when not to pick up.
Yeah, no, I get that makes sense. If we could look through your list of exes in your phone, Kat.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you would absolutely, positively never want us to call would be whom?
Never want you to call.
If I got a hold of your phone and I look in that folder and it's all my exes, who's the one we do not want to call?
I'm going to say it's a toss-up between, who am I looking at? Joe and Matt. Like, you've met Matt, but I did him dirty. And I don't want me to be brought up.
What do you mean
all.
by you did him dirty?
I just wasn't a good girlfriend, you know. I messed around with who was then after Matt, my fiance, whatever. But I was just not nice, you know. I didn't.
Would he say
him.
mean things about you?
No, because he was such a nice guy. You know, that's the sucky part, because I was like, oh, he was so nice and sweet. Why couldn't I, my early 20s, have just said, this isn't working out? But I didn't, you know. I didn't quit a job without having a job.
This is the guy that never talked, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Ashley. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for calling the show. We were talking about, you know, people who have been in maybe like a hostile work environment. Millie Bobby Brown said she had to kind of blow it up on the set of Stranger Things. The guy, what does he play?
David Harbour. He plays the sheriff. But sometimes you need that person that's like the face of the movement. And he had bothered so many people and harassed a lot of people. And she's like, I can't stand for this anymore. So she did what she had to do. Yeah. You've had to deal with this at work. What's going on?
Yes, I have. Yeah. So I worked at a place for about 15 years, and the last 2 years were just god awful. There was a guy that would come in, and he would always like grab my arm, grab my shoulder, run his fingers through my hair. And I'm like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
Like, no. And I mean, I was like, I don't know, 27, so I wasn't like super young, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my boss about it, and I told the guy, I was super polite about it. I'm like, please, sir, you cannot touch me. Like,
were you catching like creepy old man vibes off him right away, though?
Was he an old man?
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah,
okay.
For sure. Super, and like gross. Like, he'd shower like once a month. Like, you could totally tell. Like, very gross. And I told my boss about it. My boss was like, yep, I'll go talk to him. And so he did. You know, I stopped for like, I don't know, a month, maybe 2 months or whatnot. And then he started again. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, you cannot do this. So then my boss went to his boss, and she was like, well, unless we have video evidence, then we can't really say that this happened.
What?
I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
We know this guy is creepy. This is not okay.
So how to get involved? Did you videotape this?
Yeah. I mean, finally, you know, I had to like write down the date, the time, the place, like where we were standing in the store. And it's like,
I agree with getting the evidence, because you got to turn this on yourself. Would you want somebody to make a claim about you without evidence? You obviously know this is happening. Thankfully, you know that there were cameras around and that you had a claim. So sometimes you just have to say, you know, And you always want evidence to reign supreme because then you can say, see, he's doing this and you're doing nothing about it.
Yeah, and as an employer, you really need something like that to make a move. So what ended up happening? You left or he got canned?
Well, he actually got served a no trespassing order.
Because of that?
So he wasn't allowed to. Well, because I wasn't even the only person he was doing it to.
Oh, okay.
And, like, he was harassing, and then he was also stealing. So, I mean, it was like this guy was a whole mess. And so it was just kind of bad all around.
Yeah.
But then when you start doing that to the employees, it's not. So, so he wasn't able to come back into the store.
I just don't like,
don't get me wrong.
That for so long you didn't like going to work. And that makes me really sad that one person had the power for you to wake up every day going, oh, I do not want to go to work and have this guy touch me. That's.
Yeah. And I mean, it was like a long time. And he would come in every single day.
I do not like
I don't know. It was so frustrating because, it took so long and it took, I understand, the evidence, but it's like they had to have like 3 different situations recorded on camera. And if it wasn't the right angle and all that, so it's like, I get it. But why do I have to go through all of it? And I don't know. It was just, it was really hard at the time. When you look back on it, you go, yep, I understand. But in the middle of it, you're kind of like, this is not okay, so I don't know. It's hard
now this
because,
whole time,
like you said, you kind of need that, but.
Yeah. So instead of like worrying about your work and getting a job done, a job well done for them, you were worried about getting the evidence you needed to get this guy out of your literal hair.